A very good morning to all of you. We welcome you all to the 8th convocation ceremony of Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research, Bhopal, being held in the hybrid mode. The graduates are participating in this convocation remotely. The Chairperson Board of Governors, Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, and the chief guest for today's ceremony, Shri Vikram Kirloskar, Chairman and Managing Director, Kirloskar Systems, are connected to us in the online mode. I request all of you to please rise for the invocation. I call upon Amiya and Ramakrishnan to invoke the blessings of Goddess Saraswati.
Saraswati Namastutyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Saraswati Namastutyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada
You may now sit down. I request our Chairperson, Board of Governors, Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, to declare the convocation open.
The convocation of the Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research, Bhopal, has been called to confer degrees upon the candidates who have been certified to be worthy of receiving the same. I hereby declare the 8th convocation open.
I now call upon our Chairperson, Senate, to confer the degrees.
Let the candidates for the award of the degrees be presented.
The head and the thesis supervisors of the candidates from the Department of Biological Sciences, please rise and be recognized. The head and the thesis supervisors of the candidates from the Department of Chemistry, please rise and be recognized. The head and the thesis supervisors of the candidates from the Department of Earth and Environmental Sciences, please rise and be recognized. The head and the thesis supervisors of the candidates from the Department of Mathematics, please rise and be recognized. The head and the thesis supervisors of the candidates from the Department of Physics, please rise and be recognized. Sir, I present the candidates who, having satisfied the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, are considered worthy of receiving the same. I recommend that each one of the following candidates be admitted to the said degree. Candidates from the Department of Biological Sciences. Richa Mishra, supervised by Dr. Himanshu Kumar. Anil Raj Narukha, supervised by Dr. Sunando Datta. Ranjit Singh Mahla, supervised by Dr. Himanshu Kumar. Manish Kumar Dwivedi, supervised by Dr. Vimlesh Kumar. Sandhya Yadav, supervised by Dr. Sanjeev Shukla. Shashank Ranjan Srivastav, supervised by Professor R. Mahalakshmi. Tulsi Upadhyay, supervised by Dr. Ishu Sarogi. Yogesh Tak, supervised by Dr. Chandan Sahi. Chetana Tamadadi, supervised by Dr. Chandan Sahi. Neha Ahuja, supervised by Dr. Sanjeev Shukla. Preeti, supervised by Dr. Vinita Gowda. Shubham Kumar Jaiswal, supervised by Dr. Vineet K. Sharma. Sariki Santosh Kumar, supervised by Professor Raghuveer Singh Tomar. Candidates from the Department of Chemistry. Ravale Dattate Gautam, supervised by Dr. Vishal Rai. Bapurao Arjun Bhoge, supervised by Dr. Ishu Sarogi. Gangade Yogesh Mahadev, supervised by Dr. Ishu Sarogi. Bahadur SK, supervised by Dr. Abhijit Patra. Gaurav Saini, supervised by Professor Manmohan Kapoor. Anand Kumar Avasthi, supervised by Professor Ashish Srivastava. Himanshu Agrawal, supervised by Professor Ashish Srivastava. Manish Kumar, supervised by Dr. Vardharajan Srinivasan. Ram Prasad Regar, supervised by Professor J. Shankar. Suprakash Biswas, supervised by Dr. Apurva Lal Konar. Ajit Kumar Kharwar, supervised by Professor Sanjeet Konar. Arindam Mathi, jointly supervised by Professor Alakesh Bisai and Professor Ashish Srivastava. Arpan Mandal, supervised by Professor Sanjeet Konar. Milan Mohan Sadhu, jointly supervised by Professor Vinod Singh and Professor Sangeet Kumar. Rehan Ghafoor Biswas, jointly supervised by Professor Vinod Singh and Professor Sangeet Kumar. Shiba Prasad Behra, supervised by Professor Sanjeet Konar. Candidates from the Department of Earth and Environmental Sciences. Shilpi Samiksha, supervised by Professor Ramya Sundar Raman. Candidates from the Department of Mathematics. Anshu, supervised by Dr. Prahlad Vaidyanathan. Nupur Patenkar, supervised by Dr. Sanjay Kumar Singh. Arusha C, supervised by Dr. Sanjay Kumar Singh. Neeraj Kumar Dhawani, supervised by Dr. Kashyap Rajiv Sarthi. Kalachand Shoin, supervised by Dr. Saurabh Kumar Srivastava. Harita C, supervised by Dr. Nikita Agarwal. Candidates from the Department of Physics. Gullu Lal Prajapati, supervised by Professor Dhanveer Singh Rana. Sajalesh KP, supervised by Dr. Ravi Prakash Singh. Bhuma Reddy Pujita, jointly supervised by Dr. Surajit Saha and Professor Dhanveer Singh Rana. Surajit Sarkar, supervised by Dr. Suhas Gangadharaiya. Shalabh Kumar Anand, supervised by Dr. Sunil Pratap Singh. Abhilash Padi, supervised by Dr. Sukanta Panda. Ritu, supervised by Dr. Aditya Sharma. Saudamini Sahu, jointly supervised by Dr. Snigdha Thakur and Dr. Sunil Pratap Singh. Devendra Singh Bhakuni, supervised by Dr. Aditya Sharma. Nilanjan Roy, supervised by Dr. Aditya Sharma. Sandeep Ashish, supervised by Professor Sukanta Panda. Sir, I present the candidates who, having satisfied the requirements for the degree of Master of Science of the Integrated PhD program, are considered worthy of receiving the same. I recommend that each one of the following candidates be admitted to the said degree. Candidates from the Department of Chemistry. Jatin Panda. Kanagi Bhushan. Prakash Chandra Tiwari. Princey Gupta. Saurabh Rai. Shubhajit Banerjee. Tanushri Gupta. Urvashi. Candidates from the Department of Mathematics. Amandeep Khera. Anirudh S. Himanshi Khurana. Pankaj Kapri. Prachi Sajwani. Shashank Pathak. Jathar Subham Ramakrishnan. Candidates from the Department of Physics. Abbas Teenwala. Abhijit A. Anshuman. Kamalpreet Singh Manur. Komal Gupta. Sagnik Chatterjee. Sir, I now request the head of the departments to present their candidates who, having satisfied the requirements for the dual degree of Bachelor of Science and Master of Science, are considered worthy of receiving the same. I recommend that each one of them be admitted to the said degree.
Sir, I present the candidates of the Department of Biological Sciences.
Sahil Bharadwaj, Krishna Charan B.S., Prithiv Raj B., Sagar Meena, Shruti S., Borkar Shruti Subhash, Adarsh R., Aishwarya D., Alex George Varghese, Amit Kumar Sahu, Anand Padmanabhan U., Anish Ganju, Anjita Girish, Ankita Behera, Arohi Khurana, Arunaja K., Asha James, Salve Buddha Bhushan Girish, Chandrama Deepa, Debashish Naik, Dipin Das, Dipti Ranjan Lenka, Gokul G, Kollol Mazumdar, Kumari Hina, Lakshmi R, Madhubani De, Powar Manali Pratap, Minita Yogen Desai, Pallavi Gupta, Pankaj Thakar, Radha Kulkarni, Rucha Dattatreya Kulkarni, Safrina N, Sayak Datta, Shinto James, Shrestha Rath, Siddhant S. Shetty, Shri Padmanabh M, Titash Seal, Trisha Arora, Viplav Agarwal, Yadunandan E.T., Yudhajit Ain, Ayushi Vishnoi, Shrishti Mishra, Jennifer Johnson, Kaveri A.S.
Sir, I present the candidates of the Department of Chemistry.
Vijay Mundotia, Achyut MC, Aditya Kamal, Ajmal Roshan UP, Amar Raj, Anjali, Ardra K, Ashwin Matthew, Bhavana Ramadas, Debanjan Rana, Disha Bhattacharya, Fabina Bin K, Harshita Meena, Rishikesh Pravin Nandankar, Jo Soni Kurian, Manisha Singh, Muhammad Elias Ali Monda, Meghna KP, Minnu Rajan, Birudukota Nihal Chaitanya, Prachi Gupta, Prashant Anand, Rajdeep Sharma, Ramesh Adakattil, Ranjini Laskar, Ravindra Meena, Roshan Prakash Singh, Saswade Sagar Santosh, Shaz Ajmal, Shivam Srivastava, Shreya Verma, Shobhama Banerjee, Shubham Singh, Sri Lakshmi P.A., Subhashini M., Udit Kumar Singh, Vinod Kumar Meena, Vaishnav Kannampalli, Yashna Kakre, Vidya, Neena K.A., Patil Shubham Subhash.
Sir, I present the candidates who have successfully completed the requirements of Bachelor of Science degree of the BSMS Dual Degree Program. Adarsh Singh, Saurabh Kumar Bhagat.
Sir, I present the candidates of the Department of Earth and Environmental Sciences.
हर्षिता दामोर, प्रतीक प्रभाकर सवाले, रोहित बिसारिया, सुमन कुमारी वर्मा, संयम सिंगला, रंगारी आयुष वसंत, आकर्ष रलहन, अमित कुमार सिंह, अनिकेत धर, आरती आर, अरुण कुमार, चंद्र प्रकाश, गोकुल यूके, गोपाल कुमार, हर्ष पुष्कर, हिमांशु मीना, मनीष मेहरा, निधि सिंह, निहारिका पानीग्रही, पंकज कुमार, प्रतिभा मल्लिक, पुनीत सिंह गोंद, रजनीश कुमार, रोहन दीवर, संजेश कुमार, सौभिक मंडल, सुदीप चुनरी, विष्णु के, नीरज सुदर, मोहम्मद नदीम आईटी, आकाश कयाल. Sir, I present the candidates who have successfully completed the requirements of Bachelor of Science degree of the BSMS program. Kamsky KJ, Pavan Kumar.
Sir, I present the candidates of the Department of Mathematics. Lalatendu Keshri Nayak, Aditya Lakshmikant Torad, Amajit Sharma, Talele Chinmayi Vikas, Divyashri CR, Gokul H, Harsh Shamkant Patil, Keshav Kumar, Kaustav Mondal, Kunal Kishore, R. Ashwin, Soham Pain, Shravana Biswas, Udit Narayan Mohanty. Sir, I present Satyam Gupta, who has successfully completed the requirements of the Bachelor of Science degree of the BSMS dual degree program.
Sir, I present the candidates of the Department of Physics. Kratvir Singh, Ashir KT, Rishabh Dabra, Vikram Kumar, Aditi Krishak, Aravind Raji, Asha B. Modan, Chandan Prasad Kushwaha, Dasrath Swaraj, Kumar Tanay, Kunal Rai, M. Avijit Bhuvandas, M. V. Sayuj Satish, Mahesh K. N. B., Deshpande Mandar Venkatesh, Mehul Sampura, Merlin Baby, Nandu Krishna Babu, Nirnoy Roy, Nitin Kriplani, Chanda Pallav Sushant Kumar, Prashant Shukla, Rakshit Sharma, Rashmita Kumari, Sharvesh Kumar Upadhyay, Shayon Kunti, Shayon Roy, Sajna Ashraf KK, Shreyansh Agarwal, Shruti Sharma, Shudipto Bagchi, Sujit Pani, Shayandipta Bera, Tanmay Bishwas, Ujjal Jaiswal, Vijayendra Soni, Vikas Kumar, Yash Nitin Palan, Kuldeep Singh. Sir, I present the candidates who have successfully completed the requirements of Bachelor of Science degree of BSMS program. Mahesh Kumar Meena, Asma Ara, Neeraj R. Nagdev.
I present Rohit Saini, who has successfully completed the requirements of 4 years Bachelor of Science degree program in the Department of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science.
I request Chairperson Senate to admit each of the candidate to the said degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairperson of Senate of the Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research, Bhopal, I do hereby admit each of the Doctor of Philosophy candidates, each of the Master of Science candidates, each of the dual degree of Bachelor of Science and Master of Science candidates, and each of the Bachelor of Science candidates to their respective degrees. I charge them all to prove worthy of their degrees throughout their life.
Let the record of degrees be presented to the Chairperson Board of Governors for his signature. I request the Registrar to present the record of degrees. Sir, I am happy to report the list of candidates who, having satisfied the requirements, were conferred with the respective degrees in absentia in the year 2020 due to COVID-19 pandemic. All the degree recipients, please receive the exhortation.
Remember that your knowledge and intellectual attainment is the most sacred wealth of a nation. You shall therefore use it in a manner befitting the honor and dignity of your country and of your alma mater. You shall make every effort in all circumstances to uphold the dignity of your profession and integrity of your character. You shall endeavor in every way, through thought, word, and action, to bring about the well-being of the universe. You must live a well-disciplined life. Never forget the commandment of the sacred scriptures. Thou shalt perform deeds that are commendable and no others.
Thank you, sir. I now request the chief guest, Sri Vikram Kirloskar, to present the medals. Sir, I present Ramesh Adakatil from the Department of Chemistry, who has been declared winner of President's Gold Medal for the year 2021 for the best academic performance amongst all disciplines in the graduating class of the dual degree of Bachelor of Science and Master of Science program. Sir, I present Disha Bhattacharya from the Department of Chemistry, who has been declared winner of Director's Gold Medal for the year 2021 for all-round performance and leadership qualities amongst all discipline in the graduating class of dual degree of Bachelor of Science and Master of Science program. Sir, I present the following candidates who have been declared winners of the Proficiency Medal for the year 2021 for the best academic performance in the graduating class of the dual degree of Bachelor of Science and Master of Science program in their respective disciplines. Yudhajit Ayan from the Department of Biological Sciences. Ramesh Adakatil from the Department of Chemistry. Akash Rahlan from the Department of Earth and Environmental Sciences. Divyashree CR from the Department of Mathematics. Yash Nitin Palan from the Department of Physics. Thank you, sir. The President's Gold Medal winner, Mr. Ramesh Adakatil, now has the honor of delivering the valedictory address.
Respected guests, director, dean, faculty and staff, friends, students and parents. So here we are at the end of 5 years, leaving the institute with a degree and a handful of memories. I remember these years as a mix of emotions. We have had ups and downs, happy gatherings, stressful exam days, fun picnics, and now a very sad departure. I know it was not a simple walk in the park for me, for anyone for that matter. We were all happily waiting for this day, the day we graduate, to come together, chat, take photos, and say goodbye for one last time. But like everybody else, the pandemic was not there in the plan. However, the best thing is that we did it amidst the different challenges and the pandemic. I would like to cherish this moment for the degree awarded, the friends made, the amazing people I met, the lessons learned, and having lived a wonderful 5 years in the beautiful campus of ISB. I'm extremely grateful to be here receiving this medal, and I find it hard to express how happy I am. I would like to thank my friends, teachers, and the faculty and staff of ISB because it would not have been possible for me to make this achievement if it weren't for their constant support and encouragement. My friends, both back at home and at ISB, were always there when I needed help, to share and take part in my happiness and sadness. I've had amazing people to accompany me, whether it's studying together at the library, making a coffee or a Maggie, or watching a football match at the common room. I have had a tough time fitting into the community at the beginning of the course. Then I found people who made me feel at home and comfortable with the new ways of life. I am thankful to each one of you for being part of my life. My teachers were the best I could ask for. They inspired me at every walk of my school life. In fact, it was one of them who told me about ISS and really wished I get admitted there. I still remember how happy she was the day when I called her and said that I got into ISB. My teachers taught me how to accept both success and failure. They corrected me when I made mistakes, and they were always motivated me to go for heights, and I'm sure they will continue to do so. Thank you all my teachers for guiding me to the right path. Next, I would like to thank all the faculty and staff of ISAB as they have done an excellent job at making the institute the best platform basic research. ISAB has a vibrant research community with a wide range of research areas to choose from. The curriculum is structured in a way where we can pursue our interests. The faculty here are very motivated and inspired for young minds like us to take up a career in science. They were able to maintain higher standards of teaching and mentoring and helped us through the coursework and lab work in whichever way they can. My instructors were very friendly and always made sure that we are clear on the concepts by trying to answer every petty little doubts of ours. They were very unique in their ways of teaching and in doing so helped us develop our own thought process instead of just mugging up hundreds of pages from a course textbook. I used to get nervous whenever I am up for a presentation, and thanks to my instructors, it was not at all a problem for me at the end of 5 years. Thank you, and I wish good luck for your further research and teaching life. Now, let me take a walk out of the department buildings. The life part of the college days were mostly at the hostel, the shopping center, and the canteen. I remember the nights we friends used to gather for birthday parties, chit-chats, and horror movies. We used to play cricket on the weekends, go to Shivare for a Bhopali cuisine, and occasionally visit the city center, shopping malls, and the cinemas. Sundays were laundry days when we wash our clothes and also clean up the mess we have made our room into over the week. We had the pleasure to live in all different hostels, and it surely helped us get more acquainted with our seniors and juniors. Those hostel days were the best. When friends turned into family, we were making memories. One place I must mention is the beautiful central library that ISB has. I don't know how others say it, but for me, library was one of the best places to sit and be on your own. I used to spend a lot of time sitting in the library, and I made it my comfort zone. How much of that time was spent between studying and YouTube is a different concern though. It is going to be tough for me to find a place as comfortable as it is. The security in charge will always place this silence please board on my table, perks of being a regular customer, I suppose. I want to thank the library staff for doing an amazing job and making the library a great place to learn. I want to also express my gratitude towards the dean, the registrars, and the staff of both DOA and DOSA offices for helping me on time whenever I needed a document or a signature. I'm sure I'm going to miss the campus of ISAB. We have seen ISAB growing alongside us. The campus became much greener and beautiful over time. It is maintained well and clean thanks to the directors, engineers, and staff. I'm happy I spent a beautiful time of my life in a campus as beautiful as this is. The yellow and off-white shades of the campus walls will always stay with me. I would also like to thank Sudarshan, the bakery, and the canteen for the coffee and food. For anyone in this campus knows how important they were in our rushed lives. We would go there every day after class and would linger there for hours over a small cup of coffee and a plate of pakoda. I know the pandemic was a bit of a hitback, and I'm sure you guys would be back on track in no time. Finally, there are a few people whom I cannot thank enough. My parents and my brother. Thank you for being the best family that you are, for constantly supporting me, for trusting me, for respecting my decisions, for helping me to chase my dreams, and making me the person I am today at this moment. I dedicate this medal to you, and I promise I will make you proud now and always. Cheers. Thank you.
I now request our director, Professor Shiva Umapati, to present his report.
Shri Vikram Kirloskar, Chairman, Managing Director, Kirloskar Systems, Professor Ajay Sood, Chairperson, Board of Governors, members of Board of Governors, Finance Committee, Building and Works Committee, Senate, and invited guests, graduating students, faculty and staff of the Institute, parents and guardians, media person, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this 8th convocation of ISAB Bhopal. I take this opportunity to thank Sri Kirloskar ji for accepting our invitation to be the chief guest of this function and for kindly agreeing to deliver the convocation address in spite of his busy schedule. I also would like to thank our Chairperson, Board of Governors, Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, for his constant support and guidance. I must apologize at the outset for the delay at the start of this function, which was beyond our imagination. Although we have been conducting online classes for the last 2 years without any interruption in internet, our Wi-Fi router decided to fail today, and we had to replace it in a hurry, and that actually made this hybrid communication a bit of a delay, and I take full responsibility and apologized for this delay. IISER Bhopal was established in 2008, and then achieving excellence both in quality of teaching and research has always been our motto. This would not have been possible without the collective efforts of all the members of faculty, students, support staff, administrative staff of the institute. I congratulate all of them for the success of the IISER Bhopal so far. Today, for example, we have a total of 251 degrees, including 174 BSMS dual degree, 9 BS degrees, 21 MS degrees, and 47 PhD degrees are being awarded by the Institute. I extend my heartiest congratulations to all the degree recipients. Now it is a pleasure for me to present a very brief report of the activities and achievements of the Institute during the year 2021. And of course, the detailed report is presented in the brochure given to you all. At present, we are running a BSMS dual degree, integrated PhD, and PhD programs in various disciplines. The total number of students enrolled during the academic year 2021 is 1,913 students, of which 30% of them are postgraduate students. And we hope that we can increase this 30% to 50% in the years to come. And that should be an ideal combination for a research institute with both undergraduate and postgraduate students. The ratio of girl students are quite significant. We are proud to make a special mention that it's more than 33%, and we will get to 50% in the times to come. The number of students choosing IISER Bhopal for their PhD studies has shown increasing trend. The institute currently has 485 registered PhD students. It means an average of 4 PhD students per faculty. And I hope in times to come, with the support of the government, we will be able to increase this number considerably, therefore to support your research activities in the future. The research and development of IISER Bhopal has shown a phenomenal growth in R&D projects. In 2009 and 10, we had a total project cost of 16.5 lakhs. And I'm pleased to tell you, in 2020 and 21, our faculty managed to bring in 190 crores, which actually reflects the quality of faculty that we have at IISER Bhopal. Institute has so far received more than 510 different research projects, including young faculty fellowship programs and the Ministry of Education projects, sponsored by various governmental and non-governmental agencies. There is a continuous drive to recruit faculty members in all disciplines, keeping in mind the global academic requirements and to meet the ever-increasing demand of quality teaching and research. The current faculty strength of the institute is about 158, and we hope to reach about 185 or 200 by middle of next year. Our faculty members are actively involved in cutting-edge research, which has earned them and the institute several accolades in the form of awards, honors, fellowships, and distinctions from national and international organizations. I shall just mention a couple of them. Dr. Himanshu Kumar and Dr. Nitin Patil have been selected as a fellow of the National Academy of Science of India. Dr. Sanjeev Shukla has been selected for the Star Award of the SCRB. And Dr. Mahalakshmi has received the Swarna Jayanti Fellowship. Dr. Vishal Rai has received this CDRI Award 2021 for excellence in drug research. And Professor Saptarishi Mukherjee has received CRSI Bronze Medal for the year 2021. Dr. Pedikanga has received the Power Fellowship from SCRB this year. IISER Bhopal is the first IISER to start engineering disciplines in addition to natural science disciplines. Under this, we have started chemical engineering, electrical engineering and computer sciences, and the data science and engineering departments. And in addition, we also have started a Department of Economic Sciences. Under the Innovation and Incubation Center for Entrepreneurship, we have a number of new companies incubating, About 12 startups and 26 student pre-startups space are available at ICE. In the year 2021, the ICE has received several proposals, and in this, about 3 of them in the process of being incubated at ICE Bhopal. We have the Center for Science and Society at ICE Bhopal, created in August 2019, in order to integrate the activities such as outreach and patent and consultancy, academia interaction, industry interaction, MOUs with industries. And since its inception in 2019, the center has taken the lead in popularizing science in schools around Madhya Pradesh through outreach and societal development. The center has facilitated a process of IPR evaluation. We actively encourage our faculty to submit patents which are supported by the center. As you may be aware, during the pandemic, our faculty took responsibility to design a portable oxygen concentrator, which was technology was transferred through 5 MOUs on a non-exclusive basis. The transfer agreement mentioned the provision of one-time technology transfer fee, and the revenue sharing would add to the income generation of the institute, which is an important part of our social responsibility, provide technology to the society at low cost. Through CS2, the media outreach of the institute streamlined in print, online, and social media, and the outreach includes coverage of our research innovations in 20 plus online platforms with a total coverage of more than 250 various platforms in the country. The students' activities, ICE Bhopal endeavors to provide students with the perfect balance of extracurricular skills along with the regular academic curriculum, so that the students passing out from here are not just good academicians, but are also good citizens of the nation as well. The Student Activity Council of ICE Bhopal provides students with opportunities to enhance, showcase their administrative, scientific, cultural, sportive, and creative skills. Events like Science Festival, Singularity, Cultural Fest Enthusiast are activities organized by SAC every year. Many of our students have made us proud, winning accolades at various national and international forums. One team, for example, from ICE Bhopal, comprising Kumar Tane, Mahesh, Sarvesh Kumar, Shreyansh Agarwal, and Yash Nitin Palan, students from BSMS 2016 batch, have secured the 4th rank globally in the theoretical physics competition. At present, total of 6 students of the institute are enrolled in the prestigious Prime Minister's Research Fellowship, and also 12 BSMS integrated PhD students have been selected by Dr. Reddy's lab via campus recruitment. On completion of the execution of 117,000 square meter as approved by the project of the ministry, the institute is shifting to a permanent campus, and therefore the institute work department focused on development of the campus continuously. So during the last year, you might have noticed that we have already completed the dining hall 5, which has now become extremely useful as the number of students have increased, and completion of duple houses and an open stage in the cricket ground. And we have been fortunate enough to get funding to get started with one additional hostel, which is now being constructed, along with 2 residential towers, which are coming up August through CPWD. In terms of our next step towards expansion, we have now got a grant from Ministry of Social Justice of rupees 25.35 crores for the construction of another hostel of 1,050 students. The appointment of an architect for architectural and structural services is under process. Today, as you are all set to become ICE Bhopal graduates, I take this opportunity to congratulate all the degree recipients, their parents, and family members. You are about to enter a new segment of life, a special phase that will make you independent individuals. I am sure that the knowledge that you have embedded during your stay in your institute will enable you all to achieve success in whatever you do. As an alumnus of ICE Bhopal, you will always stand up for the right cause and keep the spirit and ethos of your alma mater high. As students, you have helped us to build ICE Bhopal. Now, as alumni, You will contribute in creating a mark on the global academic canvas. I wish you all the very best in all endeavors. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I request our Chairperson, Board of Governors, to introduce the chief guest and invite him to deliver the convocation address.
Shri Vikram Kirloskar is an Indian industrialist currently serving as the Chairman and Managing Director of Kirloskar Systems Limited and Vice Chairman of Toyota Kirloskar Motors. He is the fourth generation member of the Kirloskar Group, which started its journey in 1888. Kirloskar Group manufactures pumps, engines, compressors, and other related products. Shri Kirloskar was born on November 19, 1958 and completed BS in Mechanical Engineering degree at MIT in 1981. He started working in the family business after college, initially in production engineering. He designed and developed many processes and machine tools early in his careers. Presently, he lives in Bangalore, Karnataka state and is responsible for partnering the Toyota Group and starting a major automobile manufacturing industry in the state. He was involved in opening the import licensing for capital equipment while serving on the government's Development Council for Machine Tools in the late 1980s. He has served as the president of the Central Manufacturing Institute in Bangalore. He was elected as president of the Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers during 2013 and 2015. He also serves on the Government of India Development Council for Automobiles and the National Council for Electric Mobility. He was president of CII during 2019-2020 and currently the chairman of CII Manufacturing Council and CII Trade Fairs Council and chairman Hydrogen Task Force. Shri Kirloskar is involved in many activities at MIT and serves on the Educational Council. He is on the board of trustees of the Rhode Island of School of Design. He is conferred with Indian Institute of Metals JRD Tata Award 2020 for his excellence in corporate leadership in metallurgical industries. He has been recognized by the government of Karnataka and presented with the Swarn Karnataka Award. Shri Kirloskar likes wine and enjoys cooking and good food. Both he and his wife golf regularly and spend a lot of time traveling and exploring. They have a daughter and a great son. I have now great pleasure in now requesting Shri Vikram Kirloskar to deliver the convocation address. Shri Kirloskar.
Professor Sood, Chairman Board of Governors, Professor Umapati, all professors, faculty members, students, and of course, today's cynosure of all eyes, the graduating students. I'm glad to be part of the 8th convocation address of the Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research, Bhopal today. Firstly, my sincere appreciation to all the medal winners today. I know how difficult it is to bag a medal among tough competitors. For every student, convocation is a milestone in his or her life. I'm sure that all of you are waiting for this key milestone. A child taking birth, the first crawl, the first baby steps and joining school are all key events in life. Similarly, for an adult, Convocation is accumulation of formal education and a license to pursue a profession. I very much remember my student days at MIT and, of course, graduating in 1981. Apart from education at MIT, I had to work hard to meet my personal expenses, even though my father was rich and I was privileged to have been able to go to MIT. I worked in different areas such as summer schools for underprivileged children. I served meals in the cafeteria, worked full-time in a lab doing machining and melting aluminum, and many other jobs. The education that I got at MIT, coupled with this work experience, helped me to understand another facet of life, that is, hard work is the most important way to be successful. When the request came to me to address all of you, I thought in detail. Today, I'd like to share my views on what skills are required after you graduate, what knowledge you must acquire and continue to acquire, and what kind of attitude will lead towards your success. What kind of skills are required? First, if you must be successful, you need to have skill sets. You need to have some skill sets. If you have skills, then you can easily survive and grow in any sector you pursue. There are different kinds of skills. Let me put them into two simple categories: technical and scientific skills, and of course, soft skills. Both are important. Technical skills refers to what you acquired here at IISER and how you will utilize these skills in the real world context. These are skills of science as well as the knowledge of science. Let me share with you my example. I grew up where we had Kirloskar factories and which had colonies attached to them. During my childhood, I was able to visit the factories and was able to see foundries and machine shops and assembly shops and learn many technical skills. After I went to school, I went to a boarding school, and I was always fascinated with aero modeling, and we had a lovely aero modeling department. I learned the nuances of building a model aircraft, and from then on, I did not look back. I was able to master developing model aircrafts. I was not a builder, not a flyer. I was always a builder, not a flyer. How did this technical exposure help me? Throughout my career, I think I have built and designed more than 20 factories till now. The confidence that I got in doing things with my own hand in building airplanes is a confidence that is still with me. I like people who do jobs with their own hands. Even a cook, machine operators, artists, I personally admire them since they ensure perfect quality. Further, in Toyota Kirloskar Motors, there's a saying, make your hands dirty. It means you need to learn the skills and solve problems with your own hands. For this, you need to develop your skills and knowledge. At Toyota Kirloskar, we have established Toyota Technical Training Institute, where we take in poor rural students who have completed their 10th standard and have economic difficulty to pursue their studies. We train them for 3 years and develop them as industry-ready technicians. Not only industry-ready technicians, we train them to be good citizens of India. Here at TTTI, we focus on developing them as master craftsmen, which is known as takumi in Japanese. Takumi means craftsman or being skillful. Students trained here have represented India in the World Skills Contest. Further, one of them has been able to bag a bronze medal, and 4 of them have bagged medals of excellence at this World Skills level. So once you've mastered technical skills, is that enough? It is also important you develop soft skills. So what are soft skills? Soft skills are personal attributes that enable people to interact harmoniously and effectively with other people. Soft skills are a combination of people skills, social skills, communication skills, character traits, career attributes, social intelligence, emotional intelligence quotients, and that enable people to navigate their environment, work well with others, perform well, and achieve their goals with complementing your hard skills that you've acquired over time. What about knowledge? For me, knowledge is most important. Knowledge is something you must continue to acquire. You have acquired a lot of knowledge in the last 4 years you've been in college, but this is something which has to be continuously enhanced. There goes a Sanskrit saying, Nahi Jainama, Jainana Sadarshan, which means there is nothing greater than Jnana or knowledge. When our late President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, had come to our factory premises, he had shared what is knowledge according to him. Today I feel it would be apt to share what Dr. Kalam had shared with all of you. According to Dr. Kalam, knowledge has 4 components: creativity, righteousness, courage, and indomitable spirit. When all these are combined, then we can have enlightened citizens. First, let us look at the component creativity. Learning gives creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking provides knowledge. Knowledge makes you great. Inventions and discoveries have emanated from creative minds that have been constantly working and imaging the outcome in the mind. With imaging and constant effort, all the forces of the universe work for that inspired mind, thereby leading to inventions or discoveries. Higher the number of scientific inventions and discoveries, greater the benefit to society. As you can see, the inventions of the Wright brothers has enabled us to fly today. Same is the case of telephones, which have now become completely mobile. Similarly, the electric bulb invented by Thomas Edison is providing light. Imagine the life of a citizen of any country without electric lights, mobiles, television, internet, and a number of the electrical and mechanical gadgets we use in day-to-day life. This is the power of science. And this is where IISER Bhopal, its students, and today's graduating students can make a difference. Technology keeps changing, but science doesn't change. Fundamentals of science need to be enhanced through your efforts if you need to excel in your career. A question I ask new engineers joining us, or when I'm interviewing people for a job, very often I ask them, please explain Newton's law of motion to me with examples. And I try to understand how much of basic science and basic physics they have been able to keep in their mind. The next component of knowledge is righteousness. The power of righteousness is described in a divine poem, which is as follows. Where there is righteousness in the heart, there is beauty in the character. Where there is beauty in the character, there is harmony in the home. When there is harmony in the home, there is order in the nation. When there is order in the nation, there is peace in the world. The third component is courage, which is defined as courage to think different, courage to invent, courage to travel into an unexplored path, courage to discover the impossible, courage to combat the problems, and of course succeed. These are the unique qualities of youth. As youth of this country, we must work and work with courage to achieve success in all the missions. The fourth component is an indomitable spirit. In my career, I've experienced lots of ups and downs. We've had to close few factories since they were not competitive. However, this did not dampen my courage. What has brought me here till here is the courage to face the situation and move forward. Do not have inferiority complex within yourself. You can come from any background. You need to develop the spirit of victory. The spirit of victory will take you towards your goal when it's coupled with hard work. Knowledge, science, knowledge, and enhancing science and knowledge is key to all this. Hence, knowledge equals creativity plus righteousness plus courage plus an indomitable spirit. What attitude must I have? Now, after understanding what skills are required and how to enhance knowledge, it is important to have good attitude. Attitude is said to define the personality of a human being. According to Winston Churchill, attitude is a small thing that makes a big, big difference. Attitude broadly falls under two categories, good or bad. What are good attitudes? It includes positive thinking, confidence, sincerity, happiness, reliability, ability to adapt, flexibility, agility, sense of accountability, and so on. In Toyota, one of the most important attitudes we look at is mutual trust and respect. And it is important in every aspect of our lives. It's important in every aspect of our production of cars. We work in a supply chain kind of a board. One person is making something and supplying to the other in the factory, from outside to inside the factory, from inside the factory to the customer. And we can only produce a quality product when I can trust the person who's supplying to me that he's giving me an absolutely top-class product. So mutual trust and respect for each other is most important as you go along. Keep learning from all your mistakes and let go of your ego. You can only learn by your mistakes, but you have to learn from your mistakes. You can't let them go. Competitiveness. This world is getting more and more competitive. India, when I started work, was a closed economy. Whatever we made, we could sell. It's not the same right now. We have to be very competitive. The Indian customer wants high value for money, and he recognizes it because of the nature of communication around. So if you want to be successful, I call every one of you to be very competitive. Competitive, clean competitiveness, not at the cost of others, but by enhancing your own ability and own knowledge. What is competitiveness? Competitiveness is the possession of a strong desire to be more successful than others. When every one of us become competitive and give our best, we can offer competitive quality, competitive cost, competitive delivery, offer competitive products, competitive services, and be environmental friendly. The vision of IISER is to contribute to the society through teaching and research to help achieve global sustainability. In this perspective, graduates can work towards becoming leaders in science and related disciplines. Our objective must be to reduce net carbon. Look at climate change. In practical terms, it means reducing carbon in every process. For example, switching off lights when not in use, reducing solvents, usage of water, packaging material, treat effluents and focus on rainwater harvesting, and utilizing renewable resources of energy. So, to summarize, let's focus on developing our skills, both technical and soft skills. Let's have an open mind to develop our knowledge. Knowledge is creativity, righteousness, courage, and an indomitable spirit. Let us develop positive attitude and be a good human being. Let's be competitive and contribute to environment and society. One last word of advice before I close. All of us are very lucky and privileged. I was lucky to be born to a wealthy family. I was lucky to be able to get well educated and lucky to be able to start my career. All of you have also are privileged. You have gone to a superb school and college. You have learned a lot. But there are many in our country who haven't had this privilege, who haven't been so lucky. By not going to college because they have not been able to, due to their own situation, doesn't mean that they are not clever or not capable. I think one of the contributions we can make to our country is to make sure that we take the people who have not been so lucky, who haven't had the privilege of the kind of education that you have had and I have had, and help them and teach them and bring them in mainstream Indian society. That's how India will grow and become a country which everyone will respect. Finally, as Dr. Kalam has said, remember, you have to have wings to fly. You are born with potential, you are born with goodness and trust, but you have to use it. You cannot crawl. You have to have wings, learn them, and fly. Thank you. Once again, good luck to all of you. Good afternoon.
Sir, we thank you for taking the time to address our graduating batch. I thank all the dignitaries for taking their valuable time to participate in our convocation. I request all of you to please rise for national anthem and remain standing until the ceremony is declared closed and the procession leaves the hall. I now request the Chairperson, Board of Governors, to declare the convocation closed.
I now declare the 8th convocation of ISER Bhopal closed.